There we go. All right. Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning, Mrs. Boston.
Who knows what letter I'm holding? Q. Q. It's our last letter we're going to be doing. And what I like about Q is, look at this Q. When you look at the Q, it looks like a queen's head down a curly Q. She's like an elegant queen, very beautiful with one curl that just flips back. Now we did G, but do you see what's different about the two? The girl's one goes forward, her hair, and the queen's hair goes backwards. So now we're doing Qs. You're just going to flip it the other way. But don't make a queen's head down, messy, scratchy, ugly hair. Because does she want messy hair? No, she wants beautiful hair. Queen's hair, down and backwards. Flip it, curly Q. So, because the queen's hair goes a little backwards, it flips backwards in the G, we're going to sing the ABC song backwards. So let me get out my arrow. Have you ever sang the ABC song backwards?
No.
Well, let's try and see if we can do it. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, and A. Now I know my ABCs. Won't you sing with me? Wasn't that a little strange backwards? But she is a little backwards, the queen. Her hair flips back, so we should do it backwards. I have a story today called The Quilt Story by Tony Johnston and Tony DiPaolo. So what is a Q quilt? Raise your hand if you know what is a quilt. What's a quilt? A blanket. Is it thin or is it thick? It's usually a very thick one. We're going to read about this quilt story. A little girl's mother made the quilt to keep her warm when the snow came down long, long ago. She stitched the quilt by yellow flame, the candle flame. Humming all the time, she stitched the tails of the falling stars, and she put her little girl's name, Abigail. Abigail loved the quilt her mommy made her. She wrapped it round in the quiet dark and watched the winter skies. Sometimes she saw a falling star. Sometimes Abigail played in the woods near her home, and she had a tea party on her quilt. And, she spilled tea all over it. It was an accident. Sometimes she pretended the quilt was a gown, and she wore it to town on her horse, clippity-clop, and ripped it. Oh, no. So her mother had to sew it back up and fix it once more. Sometimes she played hide-and-go-seek with her sisters. She laughed and said, "Come find me." And under the quilt, they finally found her, hiding under her favorite quilty. Sometimes when Abigail was sick, she coughed and she sneezed, and she slept under her quilt. And the quilt made her feel warm and snuggly and better. One day, Abigail's family moved away across the rivers over a hard rock trail. Remember in those days, they didn't have cars. She had to leave all her toys at home. But the one thing that she could take was her quilt. And she stuffed it in with clothes, and the quilt kept her warm from the wild winds and from the rain, and warm from the sparkling nights. Look at that quilt. Her daddy built a new home in the woods. Her father built it with his axe, chop, chop, chop. He built a new bed, chop, chop, chop. He made a new horse for Abigail until curly shavings covered the floor. Everyone sneezed and said, "Welcome home." But Abigail felt sad. New house, new horse, new bed. Everything smelled of chips and chops. Everything smelled different except the quilt. So her mother rocked her, as mothers do, and tucked her, and Abigail felt at home when she's under her favorite quilt. One day when she was older and the quilt was very old and loved, Abigail folded it carefully and put it in the attic, and everyone forgot the quilt was there. A gray mouse came. He loved the quilt. Her babies were born on top of the quilt, and they grew fat in the warm stuffing. And when they got hungry, they ate the star. A raccoon came and loved the quilt. She dug a hole in the corner with her black paws and hid an apple over there. A cat came and loved the quilt. It rolled on the stars and stuffing spilled out like snow. Then the cat curled up and purred. Kitty, come here, kitty, kitty. Oh, kitty, what is that you're on? A quilt with stars. Oh, I love it. Abigail. The little girl wrapped the quilt around her. She loved the quilt. Hey, is this her mommy's quilt? Do you think this is her mommy's quilt? What do you think? Mommy, Mommy, look what I found, a quilt. Can you make it like new? She asked her mother. That was my quilt when I was a little girl. So her mother patched up the holes, put fresh stuffing in, and stitched the long tails on the stars, and made the quilt better again. One day, the little girl's family moved away, miles and miles. They found a new house, fresh and clean, freshly waxed, painted white. They unpacked all night. Everyone sneezed on the dust. Welcome home. But the little girl felt sad. Everything smelled different of paint and boxes. Everything except the quilt. So her mother rocked her as mothers do and tucked her in with her quilt, and she felt warm and snuggly and finally could sleep in her new bed because she had her favorite quilt. How many of you have a favorite blankie? Raise your hand. Yeah, good. And does your little quilt keep you warm and snuggly at night when you're feeling sad or sick? All right, we're going to sit in a circle. Everyone in an ABC circle. How we're going to play this quilt game is I'm going to hide someone under the quilt, and you have to guess who's under the Q quilt. And then let's have Pai Pai and Packer go by the refrigerator. And close your eyes. All right, Q is for quilt. Quilt. Come, Packer. Come, Pai Pai. Guess who fell asleep under the Q quilt? Two of our friends. Mahina and who do you think? Ty? Let's see if you're right. Mahina and Ty, they are right. They got it. All right, Skylar and Thea, go hide your eyes. You're going to get to guess who's under our Q quilt. All right, don't tell who's under this Q quilt. Q is for quilt. Quilt. Who's got sleepy? It went. Michaelia, and who do you think, Thea? Michaelia and who is the other one sleeping under our quilt?
I think I know.
Who?
Oakley.
Oh, you're right. Michaelia and Oakley. All right, I'd like you to move in on a cloud, but stay in your circle. Just move a little bit closer. I have an ABC Feely box, and I'm going to have you pick out an object of it and put it on the right letter. Okay, can I have you put your hand in first? Let's see what you get. She got a hose. Hose starts with ha, 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 ha. H. Where's the H? Go put it on the H.
Right here?
Yes.
I love this.
Yeah, put it on the H. Kite. What does kite start with? K. You might have to wind it up a little bit. Let's see. Michaelia got a Jeep. Jeep. J. Skylar got a pie. Pie. P. And Thea, let's see what Thea gets. Thea has a alligator. Oh, I got the umbrella. I'll put umbrella for you. Alligator starts with a. A. Go ahead and put them down. And we'll say alligator, a. Bike, ba. Hose, ha. Jeep, ja. Kite, ka. Pie, pa. Sun, umbrella, Zebra, z. Do you know these letter sounds? They will help you learn to read. They will help you learn to read. All right, while we're staying in a circle, I want to show you something else. And it's something that starts with Q. A crown. Who wears a crown?
The princess.
A princess, and who else? A queen. How many of you, how do you treat a queen? When you see a queen, how do you treat that queen? Do you listen to the queen?
Yeah.
Are you respectful?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many of you think of your mommies as queens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the mommy the boss of your home?
Yeah.
Yeah. If mommy says to do something, do you say, yes, as you wish, mommy, I will, as you command, and you do what your mommy says. So she says, clean your room. Do you say, I'm going to clean it right now because mommy said? Do you guys do that? Yeah? And your daddies treat your mommies like queens too, huh? Yeah. Our daddies are kings, but not queens. Only mommies can be queens, right? All right, so you can scoot back to your spots, but I'm going to have some queens come with Mrs. Watson. We're going to make a little queen's dressing room because the queen has to get ready, comb her beautiful hair for the day because queens have that pretty little curly Q. Their hair can't be all messy and scraggly. And I'm going to have you guess the queen's voice. She's going to be back behind here. She's going to say, I am a queen. And then the ones back here can guess who the queen is. Dun, da, da. This way. Come over here. Introducing Queen Mahita. Wait, come over here. Spin around. Woohoo! Queen Mahita. Isn't she beautiful? All right, we're going to have another queen. Say, I am a queen.
I am a queen.
Who is it? Dun, da, da. Introducing Queen Skylar. Spin around. Beautiful queen of the green apple class. All right, we got more queens back here. Say, I am a queen.
I am a queen. Oakley.
Da da da! Introducing Queen Oakley, beautiful smart ruler of green apples. Wow, thank you. I'll take the queen crowns. Even if the girls aren't wearing their crowns though, the boys should still treat them like queens because girls should always be treated respectfully like queens. We're going to do a queen freeze dance. And how you're going to do that is we're going to stand up, we're going to dance, dance, dance. When the music stops, you got to hug a queen. Okay? So boys, I want to give you 3 seconds to find a beautiful queen and hug a queen. Everyone stand up. Find a queen. 1, 2, 3. Find a queen. Right here, Virginia. Find a queen. Let's see. Queen. You found a queen. You found a queen. All right. Break apart. Hug a queen. 1, 2. There's a queen over here. And 3. Oh, queen, you got a queen. All right, break apart. Yay, back to your spots. Okay. I don't want the boys to feel left out because boys, you're pretty special too. And the boys, I know they might not be queens, but they're magic. And boys, I have a quarter trick. Anyone know what this is? It's a Q quarter. How much is it worth? 25 cents. It's the best out of the penny, nickel, dime. One is the most. That's a Q quarter. Go ahead, sit flat. But we have to do a magic trick because when I try, I'm not magic. It's not working. But when the boys do it, I think it'll be magic. So Packer, come up here first. Packer, can you go ahead and blow on it? Say the magic words. Say abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Make this Q quarter.
Disappear. Come on.
Hey, where is it? Where'd you do my money? Can you make it come back too? Yeah. If you can make it disappear, you can make it come back. Q quarter.
Kill quarter, come back.
All right, push it in. Let's see.
It will actually
Now
come
pull it
back.
out. Yay! He made it come back. We are going to learn how to form the Q. So, watch Mrs. Watson. We're going to make our queen's head down and curly Q. Queen's head down and curly Q. Make sure you don't make a G because we're not doing G. We're going backwards. So make sure it goes backwards. Okay, like a backwards J. Show us your Q. And Mahina, come on up here. Come make a Q. Oh, here, come over here. Here, Mahina, have this one.
I knew I was going to get blue.
Okay. Q, queen's head. Wow, nice job. Queen's head down and curly Q. All right, we are going to be spelling a special word today. I'll spell the word and you can sound it out. Everyone say Q, U, I, L, T. Quilt. A quilt, just like our story. So here is a quilt. Usually quilts have like designs and patchworks. This is more like a patchwork quilt. And I have stars on this quilt. And I have beautiful hearts on this quilt. And you're going to be coloring your quilt today. And you can be warm and snuggly under this quilt. Here's a little girl's head. She's sleeping with her mouth open. All right, and this is our top line, bottom line, and our dotted road. When we make our Qs, the head sits on the line and the curl goes under. So queen's head, right on the line, down and curly Q. Queen's head, down and curly Q. Queen's head, down and curly Q. This is our last page of the book, and then we're going to be reviewing next. Wow, this is it. Amazing, all the pages. So you're going to do your Qs. If you want to write the word quilt, it's up there, and you're going to color the quilt beautiful. Does everyone understand? Yeah. All right, wave at our friends at home. Say bye, friends.